Hello, welcome back. I cannot be serious about how I do this, but the shit gonna continue now. And in the previous video, I kinda hinted the Lascaux cave, and now I have improved my recording skills. So now I can do this. Oh, can I do this kind? Yes, I can do this kind of thing. So, like we talked about, there is this one. I'm really not sure how I can go. Like, I have used like only on my cell phone this application. So, I really wanted the sun to hear, but I'm not sure how to do this. Oh, what is happening? Oh, oh, it's moving. We are going back in time. Yeah, but that's okay. We leave these, but we don't want these. These are like too much for me. Mm, yeah, but bam. So, Lascaux narrative and receipt scroll. This is my volume 5. So this is the like 5 edition that I kind of like put together because there is like a lot of like because it's one cave kind of like complex. There are different areas that are painted, and there is like thousands, and even in this presentation there is like some missing. There is like this unicorn theme, interestingly, and like the modern narrative is that there is this extinct like pieces that way back, like hundreds and hundreds of years before this cave has passed, but now they are like trying to link that, and like I think that that's bizarre because well, the unicorn motif kinda can be also fit in this narrative because you have the one horn kind of like theme in horse, and like well we have the horse narrative in or or cosmic narrative, so that can be also linked in here, but like too much linking is also the problem. There need to be like echoes in like in through time and space is kind of like what I'm trying to like see. But in this, uh, there is like the narrative. Lascaux operate as the cosmic map, keyed into three anchors, like the four dot, Pegasus square, the cross, and the cross is like in Lascaux Gate there are like really like isolated crosses, which is like weird because there is like many paintings. So why put cross in just in that like position? And like the shaft is very interesting because it's there is this one really like strong picture of like Birdman in that. It got a peak, and there is also a like second bird with long legs, and like you can compare like long legs birds in like other myths and so on. Uh, and like there is like, these animal clusters in like hollow pools, and there is like these rectangular forms that there is like kind of like studies done, like they are like seasonal markers and like it's kind of like mm, strengthening also this because you track season using stars. So maybe that's why there is this strong like astronomical and seasonal kind of like uh, narrative combination going on. But like again, this is really far back in history, so we can speculate kind of like everything. Maybe that's like the gift of modern time. But yeah, and like I I'm like putting my idea out, and like in this cave there is the like Milky Way cross thing, and like the Milky Way is like the whole complex is kind of like painted in the roof, so there is no like there is little in the sides, so it's like you're when you enter the cave there is like this heaven above you that are filled with animals, so that's kind of like the animal path and wild hunt. And because in wild hunt we have these medieval paintings also like picture kind of like god in tree, and I don't remember the like painting's name, but there is like a lot of animals that are running in the same direction and so on. And like yeah, this bird messenger is really nice. Summer triangles, mm, there is this mystical uh, kind of like deer or elk depiction with like long horns, and there is like really big balls in both end. So that's kind of like how I use this, and it's like because I use AI, I need to prompt it some way somehow because I combine these river myths, uh, animal paths, cosmic snakes like Ouroboros that are circling the like are circles. You have end and tail, and like Jormungand in Viking mythology, and like fire in statues you have in Shiva statues you have this fire ring that goes circle of the god, that that circle the god like figure. So when you try to put that all in a chat GPT, it's kind of like that's why this is Fallen Wife, because it was like Snake River reverence, and like well in here there is like more like this cave womb, like the Mother Earth theme, even though the Mother Earth is kind of like yeah what you put and what you are not, because it's really it's just a cave, but there is like what kind of other caves references there are, like Plato cave, hmm, maybe, but that's like uh can we can we go this far? Mm, seasonal markers, like not my evidence, someone else have made that claim. Yeah, and we can click, and I can go this also, and there is also like change log, like what I have wanted the AI to change. How to read? So 1 to week, and this is kind of like also like the AI puts the kind of like this number here, and like I think that it doesn't give week very often. Like it this is kind of like the scale, like what it gives. But like this whole complex is, I present it because it's very strong. So this is kind of like the final ad that I added. It's forget the unicorn, and like there is, because there is thousands of like paintings in Lascaux cave, there is also this like arc that in below there is like 2 dots, and that's kind of like arc is, well, what is arcing in of us? Rectangular clusters in corridors acts as seasonal tick marks. Cygnus, northern cross marks near tails and axis, like I can show pictures now. This is like, there is like 2 lines and like cross. So, but there is also like the 2 dots and an arc, kind of like in those paintings. And that's 2 dots and like arc. You can see it's somewhere else also. So it's kind of like with similar themes. Yeah, and the progression advance along the animal path, the season marks the map passage and culminate at the shaft portal, then cycles back rebirth. So yeah, and like it is pretty old, and yeah, and it's Magdalenian. I have one other item also, kind of like, because this is the cave, and then I have like well, in this side I think there is like other findings also. Well, I have this also. It's not in the same cave. Yes. So I kind of like wanted to compare, is there like like I said, through like time and space, like do we have in like same periods, do we have repeatable kind of like evidence that is kind of like hinting toward that this mythical complex star narrative. Oh, but like we can go there later. Let's do Lascaux complex first, and then we can do other shit. So this is kind of like the path, as I know. So these are the rectangular forms that this is the elk reindeer that I talk about. So you have, interestingly, you have like line here, and it ends up with a rectangular form, and then you have 2 dots, and it's form like a triangle in here. And if we go to here, it's kind of like you have the dot path here, like here, and the rectangular form, and you have the head, and you have the two right horns like here, because this is kind of like also interesting. Like this is the dark rift here, and it's kind of like splits the river in 2 in the location of the head. Like it's kind of like, if you think about it, it's comes from here and it's like flows in here, and it forms a river or 2 horns, kind of like. And it's just like, yeah, maybe not, but in this case you have the dot like line, and you have the rectangular shape like that are like clear, and then you have the two dots of the elk that forms a triangle. If you think about if the head is like this cross, and like these are like very, so like if it's cloudy you cannot see the hands clearly, but like this cross is kind of like very easy to see. Yes. And like, yeah. This is what I saw. Oh, and these are just like the same. You have seen this. I highlight this lot, and this is the Python painting Diapolo Batista, Giovanni Battista Diapolo, that I didn't remember last time. Yeah, so this is kind of like the whole complex, kind of like analysis, and this is like one like scene at, but in like this like site you have like 3D. This is like very nice. I recommend, but like I'm not gonna go through the cave. You can do it alone if this motivates you to go to study some Lascaux cave art. So hollow pools, I think that this is like one of nice leads because you have the 4 dots in the pool and you have the cross here, and when you kind of like drop a line it goes like here. There is like other 7 dots kind of like cluster, and well it's kind of like long shot, but there is like astronomical kind of like booklets like in Chinese Ming Dynasty, that's kind of like highlights Ursa Major and Cygnus constellation, but like this 4 dots it's also inside this animal, so maybe and I think that I have the other one here. So this, now you can see only 3 dots, but in the other picture you saw 4. But like this is the kind of like to me very interesting connection. Like you have the cross in Revelation or a sword and 4 horsemen and 7 stars in the other hand. So it's kind of like dividing also this. This comes first, and when Jesus comes, there is the 7 stars also. I just use that reference because it's the last, but like there is like these 7 sister stories, lot. Like in Jacques there is 7 suitors, and the hare gets the woman. There is like others narratives, but Jesus is the only thing that I'm thinking right now. And Lascaux cave. Yeah, eli locate 4 dot square. It's not a square, it's 4 dots only in a line inside a bool. But it's also not this. Not this. Yeah, because out of this there is like this. And there is this, they are like, maybe this is only like trying to be like funny, and there is like this is the Milky Way now, and there is the 2 crosses that you need to see in the sky that you know to track seasons. So kind of like highlighting the cross on the Milky Way path here. And maybe when you can see the cross going lower, the animals start to leave or come, like something like that. But heavy speculation. Yeah, that's kind of like the tail cross. It's like combining kind of like 2 ideas together. That's why I tried to do some coding, but it's but like this is neat. This is neat, and it's not even all the crosses, because like the hollow pool, it's basically this. This is like the hollow pools. I'm not even, yeah, because you have like this image in here, not in here. Where is it? But like here is the one that I used in previous video, the cross meeting myth. I not now. I'm not kind of like founding it. But is it this? Is it? I'm not. Oh. But yeah, moving on. Arsal, like Axian Gallery in Lascaux Cave. Like this is like I do like I put like archaeological findings, and then I have literature findings, and then I have like cultural things and like symbols, cross, swastikas with birds, and the much to like put, and like yeah, in here you have this. Now we have the axe and the 3 dots. So this is kind of like isolated picture. It's just above the shaft scene, like in like corner, and like cross, and with like maybe like remember 3 that forms a cross. 1, 2, 3 that forms a cross. 1 denab equal and vega that forms the cross. I'm just saying, maybe. And like there is also like when I talk about the seasonal, like there is time when the sun is here. I'm not really sure that did I mention it before, but I mentioned it now because I'm just saying Pope wand or like stick also has kind of like similar vibe to like that. You have like little hole here, and then you have the cross. So it's like interesting symbolism across time and space. But yeah, that was that. And then I'm again using this on Python. It's just give those, but like the Pope one maybe, but like that's like, well, in Finland during midsummer, like Juhannus, we call that day when the sun never kind of like goes down. It's shining all day. So when you enjoy your beer during that time, there is like one star that you can see clearly other than like sun. Yeah, and that's the one bright star like next to the cross. And that's kind of like nice. Then we have the apps. Not so there is not so, I don't know what kind of pixels there is, but it's kind of like the path repeating, kind of like the same kind of like alternative, because it's a cave, the animals just are running from the shaft, like gene or team, like, yeah. And this is other kind of like, it's more like Seth gene, but like, yeah, not like arc, like the whole cave is like a arc above you. So that's kind of like, but that's because the evidence strength is weak. I don't have much from this, because there is like lot that you can like put. This I also explained, because the one image in this site is, it's really nice, because this is like just one part of like big complex. But yeah, it's bad. Make a line and you have the rectangular, and like this form is like you have the Squatterman petroglyphs. I will not show picture, but usually it's a like man with like he's squatting. Like, I don't have a drawing equipment here, but like he's squatting, and he have like doodles in next to his, like, in both sides, and like there is like this modern plasma researchers that kind of like combines those to the whole like plasma forms like looks, and that's like how modern kind of like new findings fuse with archaeological findings. And it's like, the theory is that the Paleolithic era people saw plasma waves better than us, and like, is that possible that the evolution is that fast? Eyesight is so much like, why I cannot see plasma forms like my ancestors. And that's kind of like, it's combination of like modern and old. But like, I'm just saying, like, maybe this, you have star, but then you have the nice human form here, and you have true bright stars both sides. Chew. And like this star is like the star that I was talking about when in Finland Midsummer, the star that you can see above everything, and like sun is here. Sun is somewhere here, I think, in the constellation. Yeah, it's nice. Like, it goes this way. Sun is now here, and it's gonna be soon in here, and it's like Christmas time. Just saying, Christmas time. It's during here, and during Christmas. Well, inside case you have the damn Orion marker thing, and that's kind of like cool when you use like this and not this. Like the Orion is now. I'm talking about something else than Lascaux now. I cannot see Orion because it's here. There, but like you have this kind of thing, like during Christmas they kind of like rise from no more like east, like this is more like here, and like they kind of like mark. It's kind of like Orion kind of like rises here, and then the Sirius kind of like rises here, and then you kind of like can mark the spot, and then when you kind of like move more to other day, then they're gonna be Spica. Where is the Spica? The Virgin. You have this, and then you go. No. I go wrong direction. I'm so confused. There. Then this star kind of like gonna rise in the same place where the Spica is risen, and then the sun is gonna be here and gonna rise. If you have the stick, then it's gonna mark. It's it's I'm like, if somebody is listening, they are like thinking, what the fuck is that guy talking about? But what zeitgeist? There is this really nice diagram about that, and like it's like almost like in Gnostic in Gnostic Informant YouTube channel. I recommend, because they analyze the Zeitgeist movie, and like because Zeitgeist is basically wrong, but basically there is like, well, the idea is, I think that I got the idea of the Northern Cross transformation from Southern Cross, kind of like idea from that. So I give credit for Zeitgeist, but like Gnostic Informant and Adon Arar kind of like talk about the Southern Cross first, easy to debunk, like how I did, and that's like nice to see that somebody else agree also. And like, well, the Orion kind of like analysis that they did, they used like modern star map, and yeah, that almost like also in the horizon when you have the stick, it's not in the stick, it's a little like past, but like almost it's like how you kind of like refine, like is almost good enough or not. It's that kind of question. But also like you have the like during December you have the Sirius and other act. Then if you look that, you turn like to the other side, and you see this, because this is like the opposite side during that time, because now our time is not really not close to December, and I'm not gonna bother to change this because I don't even know how to change it. I use so much cell phone application. Yeah, these are just themes, and this is the what we talk about. yeah, because it's heavy analysis. This is very heavy analysis, but like, yeah, but this is really interesting, the shaft scene, because there is the Birdman and the Rhino. That is kind of like, is it bird on the pole, and there is like, well, bird, messenger, psychopomp, kind of like connection through time and pace. And then you have the, well, everything kind of like the narrative is kind of like this is, I think this is the most interesting like picture that I have seen, because first of all we talk about the whole Lascaux cave, like being like above you, and like this is also like this. I see the Nut reverence in Egyptian kind of like depiction of Nut. Like it's similar, but it's horse. Now it's horse, and you have like the other piece in here, and you have this long birdman here, and you have like lines and lines, and this is hard to say what these dots kind of like represent. It's because now there is 6. Like, is this like combination of kind of like Altar Vega and Altar Vega and Altar Vega, like 3 seasons, or is it like something else? It's really hard to say, but this is still pretty much like the first night sky of the world, like in the world kind of thing, and that's going a bit poetic and romantic, but because I don't know, maybe there is older depictions maybe in somewhere else, but like here you have the birdman because it have a beak. There is the bird, and like I think that there is also like Chinese myths of long leg, like mythical birds, and like 3-leg birds, and you can, and like I don't know what is this even, like I connect it to Auriga, and from Auriga you have like above, Auriga is above Taurus, and well from Auriga you can draft the kind of like neat connection to Pegasus, but like is this like Aquila, Cygnus, then you have Pegasus or Taurus and Auriga kind of like thing, because that's also like, is it like this, because this is kind of like the void in your sky also Susanoo dragon in Japanese myth, and there is the 2 swords, like Susanoo kills the one dragon, and then the inside this dragon is kind of like the other legendary sword, and this is kind of like, if you imagine dragon, you have the tail, and then you have kind of like the torso and maybe legs. I don't really know, but then you have the long head or like neck, and then the head, it's gonna like spit, and like you have also like the word serpent like myth, maybe the head comes like, the head is here, and then there is the tail, and it goes like, and then again head is again here, and like that's the Ouroboros kind of like thing. And Jormungan, and you have the Thor that kills with thunder hammer, the world snake that goes around. It's kind of like combining everything, but like same kind of thing, but you can make so much out of it. But yeah, this like also like this is kind of like weird to kind of like draw like this kind of bird. It doesn't have even like long beak. It like what? And well, there is some kind of picture in here, but really I don't know. But that's kind of like because it's this is the same. Because it's in the shaft. I will use this. This is the dude. And like last well. I will now. That there is so much that I haven't even looked. Well, I cannot find now them. Well, let's move on. I don't care. This is what I solved you. And shaft, chamber of female. Well, it's just it's it's just something. There is this interesting like weird shadow man in, but again the link is it's goes to here, so it's not here. It's not here. This is not even work in progress, I say. This is again this. This is the same. I don't really have any cool pictures to kind of like show you. But the interesting thing is like the shaft. So this is kind of like the picture that divides the upper and the lower cave paintings. And above that, there is this isolated. Damn, where is the isolated dot? This, like above that last picture, above that there is this, and then it's gonna turn to this. Like the shaft is like here, and you kind of like go below and go outside. So that's kind of like that. But we also have something else from that time, and it's this engraved reindeer ribs. And like it's kind of like interesting because the chat skin with bird and birdman, and like this is from other place, like from France, but like not in the same like cave complex. So first it's like you have water and kind of like earth parts here, and the birds are kind of like dividing in this part, like also like how the bird in here and bird is here is like dividing the river in this side and this side, and also like because there is the thing of birds being like they can live in water, land, and air, so they are like master of all craft, and they that's just like it gives some extra role for those animals. But yeah, this is kind of like because well, you have also like the double-headed eagle in Hittite culture, and like this is not double-headed. This is like two birds kind of like looking in both sides. But this is also like only a fragment of this, and like but it's a really cool fragment, and of course it can be only a hunting scene, but like I say like if it's hunting then the animals should like run away from the hunters, but like this like nice detail of like birds looking in both sides, and then there is the water animals here and the land animals here. It's kind of like it's nice, and maybe there is only four deers here again. Four, but like again fragmented. We don't really know the full detail, but it's give really nice detail to this kind of like heavy star reading in archaeology. Yeah, maybe I present some more because also like because we have them kind of like shamanistic, maybe spiritual kind of like temple complex in Lascaux cave. If you think it's like this rebirth from that cave, but like I like this also, and this is like the cave that has been found in Denmark, and it's a double burial site, and like there is some ornaments found, but they are small kind of like objects there, nothing much to kind of like link, but like the swan kind of like wing is really nice detail, like used to say like the bird, like big birds were kind of like these helpers of like souls, like traveling between realms, and that's why maybe Hermes have also like wings in his like footgear and helmet, and well angels have wings, and like wings have power to lift you up. Oh, and that's kind of like the thing that I see here, like trying to help this like young poor soul to go to better place. Yeah, that's kind of like some like if we connect some other links to this that are old also, and like well is it Zoroastrianism, like Persian culture, you have the tower and you isolate them, their bodies, that only the birds can eat, but not dogs. Like you want the holy bird, like the sky, kind of like consume your body. Yeah. How long have I been recording? Let's go. Little more. Oh, oh. What do I present next? Well, I have also Bible complex like this word, but like, well, Wikipedia, legendary, mythical word, and little bit of comparing. It's kind of like nice. But like, well, this is just taking like chapter, and like you have tree of life, you have the cosmic tree, like you have also like some like Merlin figure is kind of like when he dies, he got stuck in the tree, like he and like Merlin, and then you have Odin that hangs in the tree, like maybe this is the head, and you have the rope here, or the rope here. I mean, maybe this is the head, and this is the rope, or maybe this is the lake where the sword comes out in Arthurian myth, or maybe the lake is the horizon that you see, and the sword comes out. Like, I'm making really heavy conclusions, and like maybe the Auriga like 4 crosses can be this, maybe, like that's kind of like really heavy, but I'm just trying to like, well, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to do, but present my ideas. But yeah, I had this Bible shit going on. Yeah, I have like Saman, like Sami Samandram, and well, others Samandram, like kind of like reference also. Like you can see the cross on the crown, kind of like pattern. You can see like this, and you can see cross or a bird, and when you draw a like line, you can see this kind of like pattern. It's kind of like interesting connection also, and like the oldest Sami drum is from Scotland, like textbook from 1555, like 555, 555, and like, well, it's pretty close for the date when like Bible was translated to Finnish. So there is, unlike like Sweden like hired like missionaries from England to go to Finland, like to educate, because they didn't want like the popes from Denmark, because they didn't want like the like England was far away, so that's why it was safer to kind of like give like take those pope from here, because it doesn't like give so much power to the English kind of like church. Like you want less enemies. I don't know why I started to talk about that, but yeah, because of summit drums. Yeah, and yeah, the Scotland, like a script, but like there is older findings. There is like 70 summit drums, and there you can see this picture, and there is also like the chariot driver that is pulled by maybe reindeers or birds. But that's, I don't really have those in my computer. But let's go to this, like Flaming Sword of Eden. There is the like literary version, and there is some references. And yeah, Noah Ark as Pegasus. It's kind of like transforms, but there is like the boat above water and release of two birds theme in Noah's Ark. So that's like transforming it. Maybe this is the boat, and when you go like here, there is maybe the mast somewhere. I'm not like, I'm thinking like the North Pole again as a mast, but like this is also like as itself because it's clear in the night sky, and this is clear. Well, in modern times it is not clear because we have light pollution, and also our like cosmological view have changed during like when Hubble discovered another galaxy far away, then like the cosmology also kind of like transformed, and the spiritual analysis fitted. Like it's weird, but I'm open with any kind of like speculation. Then what do I believe myself? Not. Then that's like whole different thing, because well, I like this kind of stuff, so it's really my kind of like thing to judge others. But again, let's go from here. This is like the like some other, like it's shining and polish it like lightning, like it's again because it's inside the lightning. And you have like say that in blood, well swords are in blood, but also here you have this like red. I don't know how clear it can be seen because I haven't seen the Milky Way in like full desert mode. It would be fun, but like maybe I'm so confused where to click when I want to go back to here. And like yeah, well, this is, but like you have lot of flaming equipment in any kind of like poem. I'd like well Thor's hammer is a thunder weapon, and I like them. Is it Kosugi? Japanese myth, like you have the jewel spear that like is used to split the cloud to create the world or something like that. But like heavenly spear was used to create world. So there is like this, and there is like two creators that's like work. Like there is like all kind of equipment that you can add to this. Not only swords, but swords are like they are nice weapons. Oi oi. Swords. And the thing is, like when I take these verses, like I really, in every case, I don't really know the whole like story. In like I'm taking only like where is the mentions of like something that can be little odd, like sword of spirit, like the you have, is it like what is it? Is it like when I have sword in my hand and and I don't know, but it's sword of spirit. Me, like I know that this is spirit realm, and, or like this is the way to the spirit realm. I don't know what is the spirit realm. Don't believe. Kind of like that's weird. Like I don't know what is afterlife, and but like there is like spirits are something that comes from this other side. So that's kind of like the link also in here because it's a sword of spirit. This is gonna be a little boring now. But like this is the like the best. In his right hand he held 7 stars, and coming out of his mouth was a sharp double-edged sword. His face was like the sun shining in brilliance. Like it's really like nice. And like also in other text you have the Aluget, and this is also like because I didn't mention the Hades was following close behind him. You have like this, and maybe like this following, like you have horns. And, well, is it like combined with this? And like is this like this is also like a figure with a head, and you have scissors that cuts the head. Maybe. And you have like this also, like Jesus and Peter walking in waters, like really nicely. Like it's like different kind of like positions in different kind of like way, because it is like is it like only when I put this, like now I can see this, and like you have a arrow that if I try to like make my own moods, you have like the gate of divine death that shoots eternal arrows to the east. Like, and then the mighty hero will come and lock the gate with two friends, and they use like I don't know what is this. This is like a rubber band. They used a rubber band to seal the gate, and like yeah, that's my own analysis, own little story. But like here is kind of like sun in brilliance connection to solstice. Well, this is something that I wanted to show also. Because here you have the cross and 4 birds, kind of like eating fishes, and you have this like really nice pattern that goes around. This is samsara culture. So this is also like one of the oldest. kind of like swastika found. And well, there is center grains, cosmic patterns, and it's particularly reconstructed, by the way, but only like because it was like this area somewhere here. But like it was kind of like easy to kind of like notice what was missing or what was not. But like it's like you have like in the Lascaux cave you had the like long legs, but here you have really like the long neck. So you can do it like in both ways, basically. So there is like lot swastika and bird like connection, and it's kind of like also like neat. I didn't think that I don't have any like Greek like cemetery kind of like carvings at the moment, but there is like swastika bird kind of like combination, and that's like those are urns that are used in like when someone is dead, like similar in the uh similarly in the oh no, like this bad bag word cave in cemetery in Denmark. Like similarly in this, you have like the after the Greek like Dark Age, you have the swastikas and bird connection, kind of like. Well, this is only this one old. There is like this like I tried to look how it's like was looking from other side, but it starts there are like wings in here, but like this is kind of like this is not the swastika, of course, because it's like only repeating like this. It's like nice pattern, but it's a cross kind of symbol. So we like crosses more than swastikas in here. Swastika is just a variation of cross, and like Aryans is Iranians, like 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 19 like the World War time before like archaeology in Germany was kind of like ooh oh yeah, we all below in one big race. Ah, that's something. Oh no. Mm, well, there is also some like really bizarre kind of like I tried to like go through these all, but like this is on progress at the moment. But there is like a lot to kind of like compare, and like there is also like similarities between like Exodus and Rigvedarex. Like they are like behaving also in the same way, like direct copying kind of like thing. That's like really cool also to see. But like I just collect words a ladder set up on the earth, its top reaches heaven. Like, well, now it's really badly resembled. Oh, not this. But like, I don't know why the ladder, but like, it can you go up. Ladders are used to go up, but like, I think that I'm starting to lose my touch here, and this is not going to be any more interesting. So bye, and maybe I do better presentation next time.